I do want to say, I assume all of us, if we have fans on and you can hear them, deal with it.
Yeah, it's very hot right now.
Not turning it off. It's late in the day and it's the same temperature it was earlier in the day.
It's very hot. Yes.
We're doing well in this country.
It was supposed to rain this afternoon as well.
Fucking didn't.
Yep.
Angry about it.
Hello and welcome to Hey, I Loved That Movie, the podcast where we rewatch the films we loved when we were younger to see if they still hold up. I'm Dan.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Helena.
And for this episode we watched Lilo and Stitch.
What a cutie pie of a movie.
We had already planned to record this before the D23 announcement of the live-action version came out, and we were like, well, we're definitely doing it now.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, they announced that
I'm
the
like,
other day.
never particularly surprised when Disney announced that they're doing a live action of something, though.
No.
If you don't also, I don't want to be that person, but leave this film alone.
Like, leave all of
Doesn't
them.
need
You
it.
don't need a fucking Toy Story 5. It ended at 3.
Yeah, you don't need a live action Lilo and Stitch. It works as an animation because of the style.
Exactly, and making the live-action versions just makes animation seem obsolete.
The
And, like-
only way you can make a good live action version of it is if you give Stitch the Sonic treatment and make him fucking weird.
No, but they'll
Make him
cute.
weirdly realistic and hairy. Not cute. I want it to be marginally
Just
horrifying.
Horrifying, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sonic before they made the eyes big.
The bad Sonic.
Sonic with human teeth, yeah.
Sonic with human eyes and teeth, yeah.
Yeah, upsetting. Well,
Upsetting.
yeah,
This film.
I don't know.
Great.
But what was you guys' history with this?
This might be my most watched film ever.
Oh, really?
I genuinely, I loved this film growing up. It was like my film properly.
Aw, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What about Soccer Dog 2, European Tour?
Not as much as Lilo. Weirdly enough, I watched Lilo and Stitch. I watched the second Lilo and Stitch. I watched the TV show religiously, which is
I was going to say, like, there is a lot more content.
the only good TV show
Yeah.
of any like animated series, animated show.
I remember watching the TV show around my friend's house, because I think it was on Sky,
Yeah,
on the Disney. It would have been on the Disney Channel,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
it's great. He goes around saving other experiments.
Like a
And
sort
there's-
of
Like,
monster
it's
of
a
the
good
week sort of thing.
concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever
I've
seen
not
it?
seen it. I've not seen it, but it does sound quite
Fuck,
interesting.
it's
I've
so
seen
good.
I've seen Lilo and Stitch a couple of times. The last time I watched it would have been a couple of years ago because Lauren absolutely loves this as well. And we
It's
watched this and then
incredible.
immediately watched Lilo and Stitch 2 straight after as well.
Also good. There's so in the Lilo and Stitch TV show, which I can't remember what it's called. There's the best part about the whole thing is there's another. So they go around. Jumba has made other experiments, and they all get launched onto Earth at different times. They're all different kinds of Stitches. They're all like there's a lava one, there's a fire one.
I remember now. Yeah.
There's a girl one.
Oh,
Yes.
Angel, yeah.
Yeah. The most important one, however, there's another one, and I can't remember what number he is. He is exactly the same as Stitch in every single way. He's as intelligent, he's as strong. The only thing that's different about him, he doesn't have the destructive urge. Instead, he just really fucking likes sandwiches. That's it.
That's me as a character.
That's it. But he's like,
Wow, that's some Hanna-Barbera crossover shit.
yeah, he's exactly the same.
Shaggy as a Stitch.
100%. But he's exactly the same as Stitch in every single way. He just really likes sandwiches. And that I think that's how it's explained in the show. Jumper's like, oh yeah, he's like Stitch in every way. He just likes sandwiches.
That's amazing. I'm
Incredible
getting
show.
weird little flashbacks to the TV show now.
So
I
it's
couldn't tell you anything. I remember being one of those, when kids first grasp concepts and they get quite like argumentative about what is right and wrong.
Yeah.
I remember having arguments with people that Lilo and Stitch was a TV show and not a movie, and I couldn't
'cause
really
you'd seen the
understand that
show,
something
yeah.
could be both. But
Not
I
a
definitely
show
saw the TV show before I saw the movie.
Not a show that makes sense without seeing the movie. I'll give you that.
Oh, I mean, as a kid, it was just
Bright colours and cool.
bright
aliens.
colours and funny characters going.
Yeah, big sandwiches.
But like, yeah, you actually you don't need the previous one to enjoy it.
No.
Or, any sort of cognitive function.
No.
Really. But I think you enjoy it more having known what it is. So I didn't watch the film for like the longest time.
A travesty. Is what
Yeah, I think probably not helped by the fact that there's no princesses.
No. They deliberately did that.
And it skipped the princess thing. Was it ever shown in theatres?
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
This film was huge.
When did it come out?
2002.
It won an Oscar, I think.
Weird. So yeah, I think that was peak princess. To be fair, 2002. So that probably why I was like, nope, she's not a princess. He's not a prince. It doesn't count.
Her sister absolutely deserves to be considered a princess.
Yeah, you wanted the fantasy
absolutely.
princess where everything's handed to them, not
I'm
the
not
19-year-old
defending.
actually struggling to.
I'm not defending my bad decisions.
Not the like weirdly intense family drama that's happening in the background of this movie.
Oh god, yeah. So this hit hard watching it again. So the last time I watched it was probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
it's not one I see often. But I do remember like finally being like, I'm going to sit down and watch this. Not as like maybe it's a full adult. Oh wait, no, yeah, 10 years ago I was a full adult.
Yep,
that's fine.
Yep.
What's the clock for Helena having an existential crisis? Okay.
Perfect
anyway,
to do that.
So I watched it about I think 10 years ago and just was sad. And then
sobbed.
Now it's one of those ones where I've got like more. I remember seeing like weird, like basically like trivia and like did you know movies and stuff like that about this film.
Yeah,
because there's two like big things from this that everyone expects when you're talking about this film.
Yeah.
Do you want to get them out of the way?
Nah, let's just not cover them. Anyway,
get to them when we get to them.
But yeah, so that's my experience of the film. Was like it wasn't really one that I had in my childhood, but definitely like teenagery, early adult kind of thing. I did actually get around to watching it properly and was like, yeah, this is beautiful and lovely.
Such a nice film.
I want to take adopt them all, but also can I adopt them into their house in Hawaii, please? Not my student flat in Birmingham, which they might not enjoy.
Yeah, Dan, what about you? How did you do this film?
Yeah, I definitely have seen it like once or twice years ago, but like not masses of memory. So yeah, probably the last time I actually remember watching it would have been a couple of years ago with Lauren.
I'm so
like
shocked.
I had watched it like as a kid, but yeah, I didn't remember it massively, really.
I'm so genuinely shocked that this isn't other people's like childhood films. This isn't one of your two and you're like, oh yeah, I love that. Watch it all the time. I'm so shocked. This is my...
as we've established, kids don't actually always get to choose what their 3 videos are.
That's true. But this is my Black Cauldron, except good.
Hey!
I'm not stepping down from that.
Stitch versus Gurgi, who wins?
Stitch.
Yeah,
Stitch.
Without a doubt.
Hands down. At any point in his character arc, Stitch. Yeah, this film, oh man, this film makes me feel so happy. I think before I started watching it, Hannah, you messaged the group chat and you said, I want to know when everyone started crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put this film on, the intro happened where they're in space, and as soon as the Hawaiian music started, it was as soon as that happened.
Oh, cute. Yeah, I totally, I was really pleasantly surprised by the start, because I really didn't remember the actual, like, exposition of Stitch. I remembered he was an alien, but I forgot, like, the whole, like, banished from their bit of space because he's a bad, evil, nasty alien experiment.
Yeah.
But I loved all the aliens and the spaceship and everything. I've been playing, like, a lot of Mass Effect recently.
Ah.
So it, like, really scratched that itch of, like, interesting, like, aliens.
Yeah, it does have some pretty cool alien designs in this.
I think, yeah, we should go through the beginning exposition, because it is really good and really well done.
So Stitch's owner's, like, on trial for creating
his creator,
experiments.
not his owner.
Sorry.
Because it's not his
Jumba.
owner. It's Jumba. Who I forgot was, like, actually a villain in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the TV show he's lovely. I forgot.
Yeah, he does soften a bit in the film, doesn't he?
Yeah, I completely forgot he was like actually a villain and wants to kill Stitch.
Yeah, he starts off as like a mad scientist kind of person who's been making all these weird alien experiments, and they're just focused on destroying anything.
Yeah, Stitch is an experiment that has a incredible IQ, strong, can lift things 10,000 times his weight, and has one drive to kill and destroy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not kill. It doesn't say kill.
No.
It just says destroy and cause mayhem. Stitch wants to kill things.
Yeah, it's not necessarily kill, but it is like disrupt as well. Like he wants to find somewhere and like just cause absolute chaos in like interesting ways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and at this time he's just known as Experiment 626.
Yeah. He just wants to get to big cities and destroy them. That's all he wants to do. Yeah, so they take him away. He manages the massive whale alien. Stitch escapes. He lands on Earth, and they're like, he's going to land in the ocean. It'll be fine. And then he lands on a little island, a little Hawaiian island. And they're like,
Gantus,
no.
that's the other...
Yeah.
That's a pretty good alien name.
So Stitch lands on a little
Hawaiian. That was funny where they're like, oh, he can't. They basically say like he can't swim. He's denser than water, which I thought was a nice bit of actual science in there for, a kids movie.
Yeah. Lands on Hawaii, and they're like, oh shit! So they get the Earth expert, which is Pleakley, one of the best characters.
Yeah.
Utterly has the best character arc.
Because they're like, oh, why don't we just blow up Earth? And he's like, no, you can't. It's a
mosquitoes.
It's a breeding ground for an endangered species called mosquitoes.
And their food source, humans.
As someone who has been eaten alive over the last few days by mosquitoes, fuck, please blow.
What we learn about. Yeah, so then we get to Earth, and we meet Lilo and Nani?
Nani, yeah.
Yeah, Lilo starts off sort of on the on the beach feeding a fish in the ocean.
In like the most beautiful montage. I think one of the most beautiful openings to I think Disney films ever is Lilo and Stitch, because it's just like beautiful. And like shots.
Nani, like some of the other like the girls are dancing.
Yeah.
Nani's at work, and then she's swimming.
These beautiful beaches and the fish. And
the most sunburnt man you've ever seen.
Sunburnt man you've ever seen. Apparently he was in the film a lot more. Talk about that at some point. There's a lot of the film got cut because Disney didn't like it. And it's just beautiful, and it's Lilo getting on with her life, and she just wants friends. and
she's running late to dance.
Yeah, because she's feeding her fish peanut butter sandwiches. Yeah.
Dan, is that a good thing to feed fish?
Probably not. They would more likely eat the tuna sandwich that she was offered.
But she can't, because it's tuna. So yeah, she gets to dance, she fucks up, she bumps into the other girls. The other girls are awful.
The floor's all wet as well, where she's been swimming, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so she causes them to like slip over, and then... Yeah, one of the girls is like outright pretty mean to her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For no
which also like as a kid that was bullied around that age, and that hit quite hard. I was immediately like, fucking sick her.
Yeah,
like get her.
Punches her, bites her. It's great. I've never seen such a perfect depiction of a little girl outside of Lilo.
Yeah,
they're fucking weird. Like little girls are fucking strange.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and like the little weird pecking order clique thing as well, super accurate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the other girls don't like her, basically, because she's weird, but the adults know she's weird because her parents have died, like, quite recently.
Yeah, she has a really, really vivid imagination, and she has such, like, empathy for the world around her.
Yeah.
That it's kind of like she has a misshapen doll that she made, and she was like, oh, his head's too big because I just pretend spiders got in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bugs have laid their eggs inside, and it's like, yeah, girl, that is pretty rank.
It's weird, but like, it's such like she's got such empathy for everything, and she just wants friends, and it's so sweet.
Yeah, and the girls just don't want to have anything to do with her.
Oh, 'cause she's...
Because that bit where they're like, she's like, at the end, she's like, are you guys going to go and play dolls? And they're like all holding their dolls and they all hide them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, because I've had really similar things happen to me.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's a 2-player game or it's a 3-player game you can't play.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, it's all made up.
Yeah.
You just don't want to play with me.
Okay, I feel like we're bringing up some very specific trauma.
Yeah.
I feel like we've all had it. I feel like you can't make...
Maybe.
I feel like we've all had that kind of trauma. You can't, like, decide to make a podcast at some point in your life and not have that kind of trauma.
If you've made a podcast, you've been bullied.
Yeah.
I think it's like, it's a Venn diagram that's just a thick circle.
We're definitely the kids that weren't allowed to play the 2-player game.
Yeah, no. I was definitely bullied a lot as a kid as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a girl she was really, really small. Because we were at that age where like girls can be like literally any height because of,
Yeah.
growth spurts just happening randomly.
Yeah.
She was tiny and she used to kick me. And then the teachers would be like, what do you mean she kicked you? And I'm like, she kicked me. And they'd be like, basically being like, what of it? Like, you can take it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sure she didn't mean it. Like, it probably didn't even hurt. And I'm like, she was vicious.
What if I kick her back? What about that?
Yeah, that's when it becomes a problem. It's always when you fight back against the bullies that it becomes a problem.
What if I punt the
Yeah.
bitch out?
To be fair, I think I did get my own back once, and then I had to write her a sorry letter.
Wow.
Because her bullying was not Kicky girl, but another girl. And then I pulled her chair back when she was stood up at the desk. I pulled her chair back so that she fell onto the floor.
Some kids deserve it, Sometimes.
When looking back, I wasn't punished particularly severely.
They're like, technically we have to punish you, kind of punishment.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I felt that little shit had it coming.
Yeah, when the
this.
one time that I sort of fought back, and this kid had been bullying me all through year 7, so it gets to the start of year 8, he starts bullying me again. I just turn around and hit him. He had a split lip and a black eye. Turns out that was like school photo day.
Nice double whammy of punishment.
Yeah,
I'm gonna remember that.
And I wasn't quite that old. I was when I was this age. That was like year 3,
Right.
and year 4. So what age? Like
primary
6,
school
7,
was
8?
too long ago now.
Yeah, I don't want to
It
think
has
about
left
that.
my
I like to
decrepit
say-
memory.
Oh yeah, my memories are fleeting but consistently quite traumatic.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say it doesn't bother me, but
Yeah.
it comes up.
Yeah, I mean-
Watching this film, I was there like, oh ow, I just want to cuddle this child and tell her that
Yeah.
she's gonna have friends
Oh.
when she's older.
I just want to. You want every character in this to just be safe and happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's how it
Thinking
gets you,
about
'cause-
it, all of my memories from primary school are all the shit ones.
Yeah, because you won't remember the good ones. I also the image of a little girl saying to a teacher, "What if I punt the bitch?" is stuck in my head, and that's really funny to me.
I mean, Lilo is close enough because she literally goes
Oh.
home and is just lying on the floor listening to her Elvis records, like, leave me alone to die.
Yeah, I love.
I love how dramatic she is.
It's the most accurate depiction of a child I've ever seen. Because yeah, she's just weird and lovely and difficult.
It's so hard to be mad at her.
Yeah, and Nani is brilliant.
Yeah.
Nani's absolute. Nani, her older sister, who is struggling to maintain a job to keep it afloat whilst keeping it, doing like what an older sister does in that situation, which is like she
Try and
doesn't
step
want
up.
Lilo to know any problems exist ever. Again, it's the background, the B plot to this film is a family drama. It's an intense family drama.
It's so intense. Yeah, the B plot is social services are investigating her family and are going to take Lilo into care because
she's-
Nani isn't able to provide a stable home for her.
Yeah,
Bob-
because
And
she's
it's
just a
like-
teenager just trying to get a job and, like,
And,
just trying to survive.
But it's so, as an adult as well, though, it does hit a little different this time where it's like, well, if she can't maintain a job and she is really struggling and Lilo is suffering,
Yeah.
is it potentially better to have her removed from the home so she's got parents, foster parents, and Nani can go back to being her sister? Because that bit in the film where she says, like, I prefer you as a sister to a mum.
Yeah.
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 It's just like, oof.
I love how, because so the social security services officer that is like assigned to that family is a guy named Cobra Bubbles.
Yeah.
Who is just who's just a like a Secret Service agent.
Yeah, he's like
the muscle for
CIA.
Yeah, he's like ex-CIA.
So
He's huge.
funny, yeah.
He's so imposing. But at no point, and I think this is what like makes this film brilliant. At no point does he appear to be a villain.
No.
At no point is he ever accused Nani.
And
of
he's like
anything.
he's like giving them loads of chances. Like, look, I need you to shape this up by time frame, and then if you don't, like, it's kind of out of my hands.
Yeah, he's not trying to like trick Nani into fucking
No.
up. He's
not an evil. He's not Elaine the Pain from Story of Tracy Beaker.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can to like make sure that they stay together until it's like really forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He even knows when it's just Lilo like messing around when she's talking about how she beats her with bricks in a pillowcase. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, he knows that's just a kid just going off.
Weird kid being weird.
Yeah.
And like I think that's like a testament to how well made and how written this film is, because he never, and he could very easily feel like a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way he interacts with Lilo is really nice as
It's
well.
so sweet.
He doesn't scare her.
Yeah.
Even when she's like, have you killed anyone? And he like just doesn't respond. He's like, you've got Cobra written on your knuckles.
Yeah.
And but he's like, yeah, next time Nani leaves you alone, give me a call. And like that's not to I didn't get the sense that like that's to like catch her out. That was like so that I can make sure you're safe.
Yeah, as a child you shouldn't be alone, but
and like Lilo ultimately should not be left alone
No.
because she's a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Like, how old is Lilo supposed to be as well?
Absolutely
like,
zero impulse control on that child.
Is she like 10 or 8 or I don't know.
I don't know
how old she's meant to be.
6 years old.
She's
Oh, okay.
She's a clever 6-year-old.
Apparently at the end montage in the original film, they celebrate her 7th birthday. It's in like it's in the
In
the
end
credits.
bits, yeah.
in the credits. So
that's cool. Yeah, she shouldn't be left alone. And yeah, at no point does Bubbles feel like a monster or a villain.
Which is good because
It's great.
Like some of the kids watching this might need to interact with social services.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. And yeah, this is like one of a few films that isn't like parent-child relationship.
Yeah.
It's two sisters.
Well, I don't know. I think Disney does pretty good at bumping off parents.
I think this was one of the first ones where it was like one of the proper ones that really focused on their relationship instead of it being like a couple or like parents. It's
yeah, it's nice that it's like the sisterly relationship.
Yeah, there's one romantic relationship in this film, and it is vague. And,
yeah, you really don't get
like,
much of it. Although I was a little bit concerned at first when he called her cousin.
That's
not
Hawaiian, I think.
Yeah,
that's just
the Hawaiian thing. Yeah,
that's just a Hawaiian thing.
Yeah,
not the they call people cousin.
Yeah, they don't fuck their cousins. They just call each other.
They call people cousin. It's sweet. It's also like this film is perfectly set in Hawaii.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they have to make sure Stitch can't escape, so it has to be on like an island. But like the tone and the vibe
setting
of Hawaii is the perfect, absolutely perfect setting for like the theme of the film. Lilo wants.
So Lilo, Lilo wants a friend.
Oh yeah,
and Nani hears her praying.
Before this is when Nani's like chasing her around, and this is one of the scenes that was edited because originally she hides in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Oh,
and were they like
machine.
that's a
wash it dry?
Like don't tell kids that they can do that.
Yeah, so it's changed to like a box with a pizza box in front of it.
Yeah, the UK version. The US version they were fine with her hiding in a dryer. UK version they were like, no. we do not want kids doing that. And now the UK version has now become like the main version. So all the changes that were made is now like the version Disney used. Yeah, she's praying she just wants a friend, someone that won't leave.
Yeah, that's oh god, it is heartbreak. I was already crying, but like I was crying a bit harder at this scene.
Yeah,
because she just wants, she just wants a companion of some kind, and like Nani can't be her best friend and her mum
and her
and
sister.
her sister
Yeah.
and her like income all in one go. So
Yeah.
she is lonely because she's like constantly being like dropped off or left places because Nani's got to work.
Yeah. Serious family drama in the background of this alien movie.
So she wishes for the nicest angel you have, and then it just cuts to Stitch climbing out of the like wreckage.
Yeah. Little ball of evil.
Yeah, who then gets hit by a truck
Yeah.
and crushed
Why-
between the wheels.
He ends up in the
He
dog
doesn't
pound.
get crushed because he's also like virtually indestructible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's indestructible.
So no, he does a number on the truck, I think.
Yeah, but he's unconscious.
Yeah.
And they take him to a dog, take him to the pound essentially,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like he's dead.
So yeah, Nani takes Lilo to the dog pound.
Just to
To
get
get
a
a
normal dog.
Yeah.
Please get a normal.
But
dog.
she's because it's it's Nani and she's trying to be kind. It's like you go and pick whichever dog you want.
Yeah. At no point does Nani like try and stop Lilo from being Lilo. At no point is she ever like,
Nah.
what you're doing is weird.
No, absolutely not.
100% supportive all the time.
And then all of Lilo can't find any animals because
Yeah.
they're all hiding
Fucking-
Yeah.
from the now awake
Stitch.
Stitch.
Who tries to escape and then realizes that he's being hunted by Jumba and Pleakley.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's like, fuck. So he hides back inside. She finds him.
He sees the poster that's like Adopt Today and it's a girl cuddling a dog.
Yeah.
He removes one set of his arms and all his spikes and tendrils.
Most horrific thing Stitch can do is the arm thing.
Yeah.
Because it's really
arm tuck.
visceral. They put all the effects, all the noise effects into that as they could.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was no need for them to go that hard on the arm noises. But he absorbs his arms back into him and then finds Lilo and goes, hi.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, he can talk.
So she's just immediately wants that dog, and he knows that if he's with a human, he's sort of protected from Jumper and Pleakley.
Because sometimes you forget how smart Stitch is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because he can't talk properly
Yeah.
doesn't mean he can't be very, very, very clever. So yeah, he's very much adopts Lilo as well.
Yeah.
She takes him out, and the woman behind the till is like, that's not a dog.
It's like we don't even know what that is. We thought it was dead.
He's, and Nani being Nani is like, you can have him. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Please get a different dog.
So then Nani has to take Lilo and Stitch to her work, where
Well,
her friend David is
fir-
fire
like-
spinning, and she's a waitress.
before you get that really sweet moment, and I think it's a really sweet moment where she goes to buy the dog, and it's like a $2 adoption
Oh yeah.
fee. And Lilo's like, I want to buy it. Can I borrow $2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially gives Lilo $2. Lilo gives it back to Nani to hand over, and like that's
Yeah.
that's their relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Nani makes sure Lilo feels as independent as she can be.
Yeah.
Like at no point does Lilo ever feel dependent on Nani, and I think that's so good.
She's got her own thing going on.
Yeah. But yeah, they go to work. They go to her work. We meet the guy that's interested in Nani.
David, the fire spinner.
And Nani, yeah, Nani is like, bitch, does it look like I have time?
Yeah. So we could go on a date. She's like, no.
And it's one of those things where it's a bit heartbreaking because every nice thing in this film has undertones of heartbreak.
Yeah.
Nani does fancy him, but she knows that she has to prioritize Lilo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's such a painful situation because we learn we get the night scene after that.
Which has some great
Incredible
comedy in it as well.
But yeah, I think at the Den diner, Stitch gets lured away by Jumbo.
Yeah, Jumper and Pleakley. And so
Yeah.
they ends up sort of being chaotic and trashing a load of stuff, and it means
Well, he
Nani
bites-
loses her job.
Pleakley's head.
Yeah.
Pleakley, by the way, the Jumbo and Pleakley are the weirdest looking aliens on the planet. Jumbo's body keeps changing between scenes.
Yes. And they're dressed as like a couple of tourists, like a tourist couple on holiday.
Although Jumbo very clearly has 4 eyes and Pleakley has 1.
He has 1 and the best wig.
Yes. Which he seems quite fond of, to be fair, by the end.
Continuous in the TV show, he has Pleakley has loads of different disguises, and it's all women.
Yeah.
It's all like elaborate wigs and dresses.
And, comic high voice.
Yeah. As like the Earth expert. But yeah, Nani gets fired. He goes back home, and then we have like another sad scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This film is like funny scene, family drama, sad. That's it. That's repeated.
Yep.
Because, you learn what happened to Lilo's parents.
Yeah.
They got in a car accident.
And Nani is saying...
like torrential rain.
Nani is saying maybe they need to get rid of Stitch. And she's like, no, he's Ohana.
And Ohana means family.
Yeah.
And family means nobody gets left behind.
Or forgotten, which is the bit everyone leaves off of that sentence.
And that might be the first time anyone's ever been nice to Stitch.
Yeah. Yeah, his whole life so far has been an experiment and then running away from aliens trying to shoot him. So
yeah.
He does try and find a city, but then when they... they dash around to all corners of Hawaii, essentially, of the island. And he's like, rah! And she's like, isn't it nice to live on an island in the middle of nowhere with no big cities?
Yeah.
And he's just like, no!
Yeah. So, they go into his room. Her room.
Oh, she gives him coffee, and then he makes like a model of San Francisco, and then he's like being Godzilla smashing it up.
That scene is brilliant, by the way, because he's looking out and like looking sad. And she's like, well, why don't you be creative and build something instead of destroying? Because she has nothing but empathy for every living thing.
Yes.
And she's like, because she's so understanding, and she's just like, maybe you're destructive for a reason. Yeah. Everyone's bad for a reason.
And you can tell that that's something that's probably been said to her when she's lashed out.
Yeah. And it probably also helps her, like, in getting bullied. She probably reasons out, it's like, oh, they're probably bullying me for a reason.
Yeah.
And and that I feel sorry for them. And you see him building stuff with like books and blocks, and then it cuts to the white, and she just goes, wow, San Francisco. And that's such a funny joke.
The comedy in it is so good.
It's so good.
But yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
It's a cut to the white.
And then he goes all Godzilla.
Yeah, just smashes up the place.
And she doesn't stop
outside,
him.
Pleakley gets like attacked by mosquitoes as well.
Yeah, he's like, wow, one of these wonderful things has chosen me as its perch. This house is like, they're biting me. Love it.
This is sort of where she sort of ends up showing Stitch the book of the Ugly Duckling.
Well, he goes through the books, doesn't
lost.
he?
Yeah.
Well, she goes to bed, and because we get the sad bit of Stitch's life, which is where you have Jumba saying, it must be weird to live at night and not have a life or memories to go back to.
Yeah.
It must be really lonely.
He's got no purpose.
Yeah, it must be really lonely to spend your night without dreams. Fuck me, Lilo and Stitch, calm down.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't about... Sometimes it feels like it's not about a 6-year-old girl and her pet monster.
No.
It is about all tense shit. Yeah, he starts going through the books. That's where he finds the Ugly Duckling.
The most hilarious selection of books as well.
It's so fitting.
And they're all those sort of self-help, find yourself kind of books. Like, so you want to get into gardening?
Yeah. One is a map of Ohio.
Yeah.
So random.
It's such little girl energy though, where it's like,
yeah,
I want to know how to do this.
On my shelf.
I want to know how to do this. And like Nani she was like, I want to know how to garden, and Nani bought her a book on gardening.
Or it might be Nani's let her loose in the bookstore. You can buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
I want this map of Ohio.
Oh, this Ohio map.
Okay.
Okay. Why? I like Ohio.
Because Ohio means family.
Because Ohio means but yeah, he finds the Ugly Duckling and goes and like pokes Lilo awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she reads it to him, and it is so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after this, she introduces him to the king, Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Because this 6-year-old kid just loves Elvis Presley.
Well, obviously. Very Hawaiian thing, I think.
It's also one of those things, it reminds me very much of like a child that's clinging to memories, and like it's definitely going to be like her parents liked Elvis Presley or loved Elvis Presley, and she's inherited the records, not necessarily that she liked them as much before they died.
Yeah. It's like her dad's favourite
Yeah.
musician.
But it does mean that
Stitch. They dress Stitch up as the king.
He's dressed as Elvis playing on the beach, but he gets scared because everyone's taking photos of him.
And he gets mad.
Yeah, and all this is happening while Nani is like going for different job interviews, and Stitch is just
they keep on totally sabotaging it every time
without realizing, because she never lets Lilo know that she's having trouble.
Yeah,
even when Lilo asks, like, did you lose your job because of me and Stitch? She's like, no, they were meanies anyway.
Well, she says he was a vampire and he's trying to turn me into one of them.
Yeah.
It's like, I knew it. Incredible. Yeah, you have the montage of them doing loads of different things.
Yeah. And then they sort of go surfing with David comes along, and they've
had a really bad day.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, the solution is to go surfing.
Yeah.
David, by the way, fucking hero, because he looks at Nani and Lilo and their situation and goes, they need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not just, like, as much as he wants to date Nani, you can tell that he actually likes her and isn't just trying to fuck her.
Well, he also gets their situation. He's like, I know you can't date me, but I can still help.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's just not being a dick about it.
Yeah. And he goes, so they go surfing and Stitch can't swim.
Oh, no, yeah, Jumbo tries to grab Stitch and like pull Stitch down. And Stitch grabs Lilo to try and like not drown, and then they think Stitch is trying to drown Lilo.
It's because of the leader, the alien in charge essentially tells Jumbo and Pleakley if they don't get it, they're fired.
Yeah.
So they need to just go.
Oh, and Jumbo's like his release is based on if he can capture Stitch.
Yeah.
So that's his motivation to capture his little creation.
Yeah. Which is why he just like jumps at them, because they either that or they get fired. Yeah, he grabs Stitch, Stitch grabs Lilo, and they think Stitch is trying to drown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But David still rescues Stitch, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then Bubbles is there after it all, and he's just like talking to Nani, and he's like, you just have to think about what's best for Lilo.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But every now funny, family drama, sad, funny. That's the arc of this.
Yeah, at this point it's like, oh, you know, if one more thing happens, we're probably gonna have to take her away.
Yeah, it's like you need to get a job,
and
I'm not going to be able to do it much more.
Yeah.
Oh, and then just another heartbreaking line, which is because Stitch sees the family photo, and Lilo just says, "I hear you cry at night. Do you dream about them?" And it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
And she says that she remembers everyone that leaves.
Yeah, because he wants to just run away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember what triggers him running away. Is it? No, it's probably.
It's because he's lost. It's because he's the ugly duckling.
I think it's because it's putting Lilo in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I've got to leave. And she's like, you can go. She doesn't blame him for leaving. She just remembers everyone that does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Hug the child.
Yeah. David comes in, so it's like the next day. David's like, "Oh, Nani, I found a job for you. You need to come for this interview." So she has to quickly run off and leave Lilo alone, and then Jumper and Pleakley basically destroy the house because they're trying to attack Stitch.
Yeah, they're so the head alien calls them and says, which, by the way, I'm surprised that head alien isn't voiced by Sigourney Weaver. I just assumed it would be.
Yeah, it's got a vibe.
It's got the vibe. Definitely played by Sigourney Weaver. She's like, you're both fired. I'm sending big shark man.
Yeah.
Giganticus?
Gigantus.
Yeah. Yeah, she just says, you're fired. So, Pleakley panics, and
But they're also
says,
like, well, all bets are off now. I don't have to respect your like human.
yeah. Jumba's like,
I
we
don't
can do
would-
it my way, and grabs a gun.
Yeah, and it ends up just they fight Stitch, and
Yeah,
then
they
it
go to
just
the
ends
house.
up completely blowing up the house because they're like fighting over the gun, and Stitch has like shoved something in it, so it just explodes.
Yeah. Well, they're fighting Stitch, and Stitch is strong and
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
And clever.
Whilst Pleakley is like dragging Lilo away to be like, you don't want to be here, because Pleakley's still like, we're friendly, don't worry.
And Lilo phones Cobra, and he's like, "I'm on
Yeah.
my own, and aliens are fighting in my house."
Yeah.
And yeah, Nani is like happy because she gets the job, and then sees that fire engines and that are going towards the house.
Don't turn left.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jumbo. Yeah, they're just fighting and destroying the house,
Yeah.
and we have another edited scene.
Is
here.
this one edited?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when he gets that thing out and he throws it, and it's like a comb and like toothpaste, and he throws it through a wall.
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, he throws it and it nearly hits Pleakley, I think. That was originally like a gun and a load of knives.
Oh, okay.
Got rid of that.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah, and then for some reason they get. Oh no, the best joke in that whole scene is when Lilo's on the phone to Bubbles and is like, the aliens got in and it's awful. They're all fighting. I know it's fine. Stitch has found the chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant. Incredible. Incredible writing.
Yeah, things you do
brilliant.
not want to hear a 6-year-old say.
About their dog. Incredible.
But yeah,
High art, that moment.
yeah. Cobra has to take Lilo, but Lilo manages to escape out of the car, and then
Again, family drama scene
Yeah.
where like Leo's getting put in the car and Nani's like, no, you can't.
yeah,
He's like, I have to. There's nothing I can do.
Hmm.
Bubble says the best line though, which is, I'm not sure if it's her that needs you or you that needs her.
yeah.
Lilo and Stitch, calm down.
Yeah. No, that was upsetting.
Yeah. And Lilo finally, like, seeing all of this happen, runs away.
Yeah. Stitch finds her, and he's managed to find her family photo that survived the
Yeah,
explosion.
because she had that photo of her parents under a pillow, and she's
Yeah.
very protective of it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of burnt, and he grabs it and runs. And they both get captured by Jantu,
Yeah.
who is
And Stitch manages
evil.
to break out, but Lilo is taken away.
Yeah, in a little capsule, because Stitch can also basically make himself as small and like liquid as necessary.
like
Yeah.
cats.
Yeah, like a cat.
But yeah, when Jantu gets both of them, he's like, look, I've got you and a snack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's pretty evil.
Yeah. And even he's not at the end of it. Like, even he understands what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nani chases after him, sees Lilo being taken away, fucking hits Stitch.
Yes.
Fucking takes a swing. It's, again, great joke where she's like, I know you can talk. Where are they taking him? And he starts to talk and she hits him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go. And then, like, Jumba and Pleakley turn up and they're like, there's nothing we can do.
But Stitch is
So,
like,
it's
no,
awful.
Ohana. So they
Well,
have to.
he gets captured and Jumba and Pleakley's like, we have to take him in. It's our job. This isn't our problem. We're really sorry. And Stitch looks at Jumba and makes some like alien noises, and Jumba's like, well, that's persuasive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just looks. So we're helping you. He's really persuasive.
So then they decide to go on a rescue mission for Lilo, and they find the spaceship that Jumper and Pleakley came here in, because that's definitely
Yeah.
what this
That's
scene was
definitely
originally.
what was planned.
It was definitely not they hijacked an aeroplane that had to get edited out because of 9/11. That's not
Yep.
obvious at all.
That's the only editing I was aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into watching this, I remember seeing some of the side by side stuff.
Yeah. They kept some of the jets though.
Yeah.
From the Boeing.
Yeah.
And when it flies between two cliffs was originally between two buildings.
Oh,
Okay.
Yep. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was originally a Boeing flying between two similar looking buildings in a major city. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, but they fly, they catch up.
The sunburned man loses his ice cream again as the plane goes past.
His ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, Stitch steals like a gas tanker and shoves it on a volcano so he can fire himself into Gantu's ship.
Himself. No, he launches himself at Gantu's ship. They free Lilo?
Yes, he rescues Lilo.
He gets arrested. The woman turns up, alien head honcho.
Yeah.
Yeah, she shows up and is like, okay, we have to take Stitch back.
She arrests him and she's like, well, it's my arrest now. It's not yours.
Yeah.
Puts him in little duo handcuffs.
And
but Stitch talks and he's like, he found his family. It's little and broken, but it's still good. And they're like, okay, Lilo technically owns Stitch. He paid $2 for him.
Well, before that part, when she's like, you need to get on the ship, and he turns and he's like, shall I go now? And she just flabbergasted, like,
like, can I say goodbye?
Can I say goodbye?
She's like, yeah, you can say goodbye.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she's just expecting him to be chaos, but he's not.
Yeah. And he's like, this is my family. And it's small, and it's broken, but it's still good. Yeah. It's still crying.
Yeah.
No, I was definitely crying at that point.
So
tears.
And then we get another great joke though, where the head alien like recognizes Bubbles, and he's like, "Yeah, I was at Roswell." And she's like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, because she says because the aliens are all about law, and like once a law is stated, it's final, and they need to do it. And Bubbles is like, "Well, technically, Lilo owns Stitch."
Yeah, because she paid the $2.
She's like, I own him. I've got the certificate. If you take him, that's stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, well, there you go.
So then the galactic aliens are all like, well, we did want to exile him in the first place, so here is fine.
Yeah.
And this family are his
too,
guardians. And these are his guardians under the protection of the Intergalactic Council. Do not let Jumba and Pleakley back on my plane. Back on my ship.
Yeah, I love that. Where it's just like them getting back is their problem.
Yeah.
Well, mainly like it makes sense with Jumbo because he is an evil criminal. Just Pleakley's just annoying.
Yes.
That's the best part. Is like no one just wants to deal with Pleakley.
Like one of the last little jokes, isn't it? Is that Bubbles is saying, "Oh yeah, I actually managed to convince the Galactic Federation that mosquitoes are an endangered species."
Yeah. So yeah, they build themselves a nice new house. Stitch learns to fire spin from David.
Yeah. And he's good at it because he's got 4 arms.
Exactly. And they're just happy family.
Suddenly, Hawaii very accepting of aliens.
Yep. Well, very unobserved. I don't know. I feel like if any place on
maybe they just think it's a costume.
I guess I feel like if any place on the planet aliens turned up, like the people that just would react to the least would be Hawaiians.
Like, oh, cool! It can fire dance.
As long as they're chill and they're not destructive, then
it's fine.
Oh, so cute! Such a cute film.
Yeah, I also like that the end 2-minute sequence wasn't originally planned. Like the end montage wasn't planned. They had just enough money left over to do that 2 minutes.
Oh, nice! Like all the stuff that's in the credits, or
yeah. And I think that's perfect for Lilo and Stitch. That's the most Lilo and Stitch thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we have just enough money left to show them happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, as a family, doing healthy, normal family stuff after all this like upset and crazy stuff that's happened to them.
Yeah.
They now get to just be a happy family.
Yeah. And then Stitch has been kind of like added into the family photo as well.
Yeah. It's sweet. This one's so good.
No, I really enjoyed watching it. It did. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if nostalgia's like the right word in that I'm not sitting here like remembering watching it loads as a kid and loving it, but like it's so like heartwarming that I don't think you don't need to have like grown up with this film to find it adorable and wonderful, and like the plot is so intense, like especially the B plot, that actually, I think I find it more enjoyable now as an adult that kind of understands what the situation is a bit better.
Yeah. It's such a well-written story about, like, empathy and caring and patience. I feel like watching this as a kid is really good because you kind of should learn those things.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that, like, bad people aren't necessarily bad because they're bad. Sometimes they're just not given the opportunity to be good. Like, that's this film.
Yeah, he just needed
love and care.
Needed love and care to thrive, and so did she.
Yeah, and she got it.
It's also that whole like found family message as well, which is really important.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful. I cried a lot. Cried a lot.
Yeah, I was. One of the reasons I messaged you guys is just that I'm like really premenstrual right now, and I was just like, I'm not sure, like, am I overreacting? And then it was like, no, I cried even sooner. I was like, no, I think it is just the film.
As soon as the music hit, I was like,
My emotions for this one, I mean, in comparison to other films we may or may have watched or be watching, not the hardest hitting,
different kind of emotion.
Pretty, yeah.
The other film we watched,
this one was like
sobbing, crying.
Yes.
This was like...
I was sobbing, yeah. That's the word I would use for the other film.
Yeah.
This one is more like the kind of like the happy, sad kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it, like, sweet. And, like, you never worry that Stitch is going to die or Lilo's going to die.
Yeah.
No, it's...
Or that it isn't all going to, like, work out in the end.
Yeah, you just feel really bad for Stitch. You feel really bad for Lilo in, like, a really intense way.
Yeah. You just want them to get to get to the end and to the happy bit.
Yeah,
fast.
like I don't, like, I know you're gonna survive. I just want you to be happy.
Yeah.
You deserve, like, watching this film. Like, every character deserves to be happy, and they do, and that's the best part. They will get to be happy and live a happy life. And so much of this film is good, and so much of it had to be changed because a lot of it's a lot more violent in the US. Not allowed here. I
don't think those are like catastrophic changes, though. I think there's definitely an element of safety, especially when you think about like how in America it's quite uncommon to have those front-facing washers.
Yeah.
So like your kid would have to be able to climb up onto the washing machine, open it somehow, and get into it, and then you'd notice as you went to put laundry in it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK, like they're all front-facing. Like I've never seen a top-loading washing machine,
and you can't open ours from the inside either. So
yeah.
I also know the other thing I wanted to talk about this film, and so when the creator, who went on like a tour of the island that this film's based on, and he said like the reason he wanted it set there because when he went on this tour and the tour guide knew at least one person to every room that they went, every place they went. And everyone treated him like family, and he was like, it needs to be set on this island.
Yeah.
And another part of that he didn't talk about as much, but he definitely did talk about it. So this film had another kind of plot to it where it looked more at how Hawaii is destroyed by tourism.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And how, like...
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, like, it hints at it, but it doesn't really focus on it at all.
There was a lot more of, like, tourists leaving trash behind and Lilo like not being able to swim and finding fish caught up in plastic because he went to Hawaii and like I think if anyone spends any time in Hawaii with actual Hawaiians, that's something you see right away.
I
think he really wanted it in the film, and I think it was partially Disney didn't want them to do it and they didn't have the time or money to.
I mean a Disney film doesn't necessarily need 3 plots.
No. But I think it meant a lot to him when he went to Hawaii. But which is why there's like little hints at it, and there's like, which is why I think the guy, the pale sunburnt guy, I think he's the main catalyst for that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sunburnt tourist.
He's like American tourist. Yeah, it's a really sweet film. I just love it so much.
So out of 10 then, Mikey.
Fucking 10. Like this is up there with Matilda for me.
Nice.
And it deserves all the accolades, and I utterly refuse to hear anyone say a bad word about it. I'll throw hands if someone says anything bad about this movie.
Okay, Dan, you can go next because I'm scared.
Oh, I mean, I was also going to go for a 10. This is a 10 out of 10 mint choc chip ice creams. Dropped by that guy.
Yep. Yeah, I suppose a 10 out of 10. Definitely not changed because of 9/11.
10 out of 10. Ooh, San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, I'm worried you'll bully me if I say 9 out of 10.
No, 9 out of 10 is fine, as long as you don't,
Yeah, 3.
bash it.
Yeah, no, I had a lovely show. I don't have much nostalgia for it at all, but I did really enjoy it. And it's one that I think I could watch with someone. If someone's like, "Oh, I've never seen Lilo and Stitch," I'll be like, "Cool, let's watch it. Let's watch that." If I want to have a little cry, probably a good film for that kind of thing too.
If I want to feel a bit sad and have a little cry, this one's great.
Yeah, because it's all okay in the end.
Yeah, everything's fine.
So yeah, 9 baby bottles filled with coffee.
Don't give any animal coffee.
Especially Stitch.
Especially Stitch. But, Stitch will get hyper. You'll give a dog a heart attack. Don't give any animal... Coffee is not meant for animals.
Yeah, to be fair, neither's a bottle.
No, but, if your animal's particularly destructive, don't give him any kind of fucking caffeine.
Yeah.
I'm not here being like, no, that's fine. Funny bit.
Don't give dogs coffee, and with that incredibly helpful advice, I've been Dan.
Heard it here first. I've been Helena. Sorry, I totally, that's just not where I come in.
Wow.
160 odd episodes, and you've...
Look, maybe I don't always want to be last, Did anyone ever think about that?
Okay, you go second then, I'll go last.
And I've been Helena.
You can't say, and I've...
I've been Helena.
And I've been Michael.
Well, you just find...
And goes at the end of the list, Helena.
I genuinely didn't do that on purpose either.
And introducing Dan. Well, you can find this podcast on social media at Hilton Pod. That's at HILTM Pod. We're on Discord as well if you want to come in there and tell us how far into Lilo and Stitch did you get until you started crying.
Immediately.
Just straight away.
Just
see the spaceship and you're like... No.
Yeah, we do also have a Patreon where you can support the show. Helps us, carry on watching sometimes great movies.
Sometimes great, mostly terrible movies.
Yeah. And what fun thing are we doing for the Patreon this week?
So, we are going to spend your Patreon money, your hard-earned Patreon money, on developing a tiny little creature that is incredibly smart and incredibly dangerous and can lift weight 10,000 times its body weight, for the sole purpose of this creature designed for evil will only destroy, and then we're going to fucking launch it into the sky. And wherever it lands, it'll help a family unite and be happy and live a happy, joyous life. And so will the little creature. The creature will feel love. The one thing we will instill into the creature is that it can feel love.
Yeah, it's just got to find it first.
It's just got to find it. And it's going to bring a family back together, and it's going to
I can't see how this could possibly backfire.
It'll be fine. It's only evil until it finds love.
The best I've got is my 4 rats. They're cute and friendly.
Do you think we could fire them into space, though?
Once, yeah, definitely. I don't think they'd enjoy it. These are the rats that didn't like the cheese being on a different part of the carpet earlier.
That's true.
They're pretty stuck in their ways as far as rats go.
I didn't say space, maybe into the stratosphere, just to go round a little bit and then come back down.
Maybe just over the road.
Oh yeah. I'm sure Russia did that in the space race. They sent loads of rats up into space.
Yeah, a little mutated animal with 4 nightmare arms.
Just 2 rats stuck together.
Accidental.
Pretty sure Russia probably did that during the. At that point, it's deliberate. You can't be like, I stuck these 2 rats together and they made a rat king. That's gonna happen. You too many rats in one place, you get a rat king.
Well, what if instead we make a reverse Lilo and Stitch? We just fire a baby into space and it helps an alien
Oh my
family.
god.
Oh my god.
Dan, we can't kidnap any more children for the Patreon.
We're not. We're clearly designing.
We got that letter. We got that letter from the police.
Cease and desist kidnapping.
It was weirdly polite. The letter was for what we were doing. They should have been.
Sorry,
a lot
Dan. How else
harsher.
were you thinking of getting a baby? Because I'm not donating one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
I guess
Either.
adoption.
I feel
Okay,
like
so we'll
they
legally
asked you.
adopt a baby.
Yeah, as a thruple.
Yeah.
We've been through this.
The thruple. We'll make the headlines. Thruple adopts baby, fires into space.
Yeah. Well, no, it'll be the first headline will be first thruple adopts baby, and then the next headline will be thruple arrested for launching baby into space.
And it's just Bubbles, like a photo of him like shaking his head.
Yeah. Which is really hard to get a photo of someone shaking their head. It's a series of 3 photos.
Yeah.
They're on different pages, so you can as you flick along the newspaper.
Yeah, it's just him shaking his head in the corner of the newspaper.
My favourite newspaper is Flipbook Now, where it tells you one news story over 100 pages bit by bit.
Oh, Flipbooks used to be the shit though.
Oh yeah, they're great.
That's a nostalgia thing.
Not the best medium for news though. Very inefficient medium. But we just developed them into GIFs.
Yeah, thankfully the social worker's going to be chill about it all.
Yeah, it'll be Phase X, I guess in our case, MI5.
Right.
Oh yeah, because shooting a baby into space isn't going to attract global attention.
Well, but CIA doesn't have jurisdiction in England.
True.
So it would be an MI5. We would have newspapers from around the world, but like from a policing standpoint, jurisdiction is MI5.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah. First, I imagined local police, and then it will escalate.
And
I
they'll
feel
be
like the
rescued by a
company-
little monster with 6 arms.
Yeah, and I feel like the company that the adoption company that we got the baby off us will also probably go under. So they'll be like,
your background checks are cooked.
Oh, clearly,
They
not
literally said they were going to do this in a podcast.
Yeah, they should have checked before they gave us that small mouse boy.
enough. They just wanted rid of the mouse boy.
Yeah, they should have known. Firing Stuart Little into space.
Oh, one of them had a nasty cyst, and it looked like it needed to pop. But I've already taken him to the vets once for it, and it was like 150 quid. And I'm like, I can do this. So I did help him with his cyst because it was stretched. I don't know if this is gross or not, but it was stretched so thin, like there wasn't any nerve endings on the bit of skin.
Hey, just so you know.
Yeah,
that was pretty gross.
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Just so you're aware, from now on, it's pretty gross.